Welcome to the match review. It is Bristol City 1, Ipswich 1 in what was, I think, a pretty revealing game for both sides, particularly for Bristol City. A point against a newly relegated team from the Premier League can never sort of be frowned upon, despite where Ipswich are in the league table at the minute. And I think is a valuable point for Bristol City, and sort of keep ticking along and continue to show that pretty hard to beat, especially at Ashton Gate. So a good point for Bristol City in the end, I think, would be my ultimate sort of main takeaway from that game, and a pretty competitive performance for large parts of that one as well. Start from the start, I guess. Team news was sort of half expected, half sort of hint of surprise as well. There was murmurings of Knight, not being available. We saw him come off against Preston late on. Um, and there was always that possibility that Jason Knight was not going to start this game, or not even be in the squad. And I don't think, he wasn't even in the squad for Bristol City. So it meant a reconfiguration in midfield, especially considering, well, no Max Bird available and no Joe Williams available either. At Preston, when Knight went out, Zach Viner stepped into midfield. That is what we went with again. So it was Vitek in goal, back three of Tanner, Dickey, and Atkinson, who was the goal scorer. The wing backs were Ross McCrory on the right, Neto Borges on the left. Midfield, it was Adam Randall and Zach Viner. And then the three up top who have been pretty consistent have been Mehmeti, Twine, and Emil Rees, who I think caused all three of them, I think, caused the Ipswich backline, Greaves, O'Shea, some problems, which is a positive. Uh, First half, I thought we restricted Ipswich to very little, and I thought we posed a real threat going forward. We score from a set piece. It was directly from a set piece, which can't remember the last time we did that actually. So it's a bit of a rarity, but we did it. Rob Atkins, we've got some tall players in there. Atkinson, Dickey, Viner can be an aerial nuisance potentially as well. McCrory, Emil Rees. So we've got some tall players in there. It's just about using their physicality to actually take advantage of situations from corners. And yeah, it was pretty simple. It was straight into Atkinson's head and nod it in for 1-0. And I think the theme for the whole of the game was Ipswich having a lot of the ball, having a lot of the territory, getting Leif Davis high up the pitch, causing McCrory and Tanner, we'll talk about McCrory in a bit, causing them a lot of problems. But it didn't really have sort of any real end product, any real fruition in the final third, which is probably credit to us and how we defended. Actually, we defended quite well. We defended our box quite well. Head it, kick it clear, all that sort of things. Any sort of real problems Ipswich caused for us, or opportunities or openings they created, we dealt with it relatively well. So that was a massive positive for me. We've got really better, much better compared to Oxford. And then Preston, we defended really well in our box. Same here against Ipswich. And then the rest of our stuff was quite comfortable, actually. We sat in a relatively low block. In the first half, we had 32% of the ball. It was 68%. They had 8 shots. Well, both teams had 8 shots, but we created the one big chance. And we had a couple other moments. Emil Rees was put in on goal, which he had a shot blocked by Jacob Greaves. We had quite a few moments actually going forward, and it was a real positive because we looked sort of threatening on the counter attack. Mehmeti, I thought, was excellent getting past players. McCrory was quite good. Randall was quite good at operating play. And on the odd occasion, Zach Viner also put a couple of balls and spread a couple of balls out wide. So yeah, I thought we played really well first half and created a decent number of openings, which could have caused more problems for Ipswich. Unfortunately, didn't quite result in a second goal, but there we go. So we go into half time 1-0 up, and I'd say I'm pretty pleased with the performance. Maybe we'd like to see a little bit more control. Didn't quite get our press right at times. Maybe got let Nunes or whoever it was, Matasi will have a little bit too much space in the middle of the park. But I thought apart from that, we restricted Ipswich quite little. Jack Clark had, again, moments, but didn't quite have that end product. Probably more of a reflection on Clark's first half rather than maybe good defending or anything. But we played quite well. Going into the second half, Ipswich obviously expect to start well, and they did. On the front foot, high intensity, sort of getting the ball quickly, moving the ball quickly. So it seemed like they got the ball and got the ball rather quickly off us, and we couldn't quite keep it. And then 7 minutes in, Jack Clark is, well, the penalty's awarded, and Ross McCrory, honestly, uh, I've not seen like a full comprehensive set of replays on the penalty, but it honestly looked like it's a quick little tap and a quick little touch, and sort of pokes at him, and then I think Chuba Akpom it is who goes down, and first time, real time, kind of look like a penalty. Any contact in that situation from McCrory on Akpom's heel or his ankle, whatever, it's a penalty. Uh, and yeah, penalty was given. Whether or not there was contact, I'll have to sort of maybe see a few more replays. But if there was contact, yeah, probably a penalty. Completely sort of destabilizes Akpom's sort of run in behind there. Jack Clark puts a penalty down the middle. Vitek goes to his right. Penalty scored. Ipswich are level, and after that there was some serious sort of Ipswich territory, and it felt like they had more of the ball. Well, they had the ball. They had the ball pretty much the whole game, but I felt like they were doing more with it, and it felt like these guys could cause us some serious problems if we're not careful. 60% possession in the second half for Ipswich, one big chance, and probably the penalty, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But I think Marcin Nunes hit the post. Davis put it right across the box, and Nunes hit the post. A couple other decent sort of edge of the box opportunities, 18-yard box. But eventually, we sort of grew back into the game and had a little bit more of an attacking threat ourselves as well. Sinclair Armstrong came on, and I thought he did really well actually. Got in behind a couple of times, had a one-on-one which he missed, which was really disappointing. He couldn't have done a hell of a lot more. It's quite quick. There's not much space between him, O'Shea, and Alex Palmer, so he has to go up, sort of make a decision quickly, which I thought might have suited him, but hits it straight at Palmer. I think he's trying to go underneath Alex Palmer's legs, or through his legs, and it doesn't quite come off, unfortunately. So that deflected off him again and went out for a goal kick. But I thought he played really well, actually. And another shout out to Zach Vine, who I thought was absolutely excellent in the central midfield. The last time we saw Vine play central midfield would have been under Dean Holden in that weird lockdown season where he played central midfield. Remember we won 2-0 against Preston, maybe at home. I want to say Preston, and he scored a weird goal, maybe, I think, and he's playing in midfield on that day. Anyway, that's a weird reference. Yeah, I thought he played quite well. I filled in for Jason Knight quite well, and I thought Zach Viner was pretty good. And then Ipswich sort of had more of the ball again, territory, and it felt like if anything was going to win, it's probably going to be them. But we looked decent on the counter attack, and again, I'll repeat, the whole of the game pretty much. It felt like in open play anyway, we created or looked more of a threat than Ipswich did, and they had a lot of the ball, but it was mainly in front of us, and we looked generally quite comfortable, particularly first half. Second half, it shifted a little bit, but it was probably only about a 10-minute period, about 5 minutes after they scored, where I felt like they could score again, but pretty content with the defensive display. It was a bit of a stupid moment from Crawley if he does touch him. If he doesn't, it's not a penalty, is it? Because there's no contact. But it didn't look like McCrory was complaining too much. He sort of put his head down and went. And I was honestly quite glad he came off because he had a decent game, but he was on a yellow card. He made a foul. He committed a foul on Jack Clark earlier, I think it was in the first half, and had a little word in Jack Clark's ear. It was like, yeah, he might be a problem for a red card, but Mark Sykes was brought on, and it was fine in the end. You sort of expected Ipswich to end the game better than us because of the players they're bringing on. I mean, Hurst, Philogene, Smodix, Kiyust, Eggerly, £20 million. Eggerly. His 2 free kicks were pretty dreadful, especially the first one, right across the Atio and right for a throw in on the other side, or it might have been a goal kick on the other side. Absolutely dreadful, and it was like the 93rd minute as well. So they didn't make too much of an impact. Armstrong, I thought, was pretty good. Hayden Roberts stepped in and did quite well, was quite aggressive at points, and or in one occasion, and did quite well. I'll mention the Jens Kiyust, who was brilliant when he came on. I thought we tried pressing him and we just couldn't get near him. He's a really good player. Kiyust should not be in the division, should not be in the championship. Yeah, I think that's a very good point, very solid point. Look, I appreciate Ipswich didn't play, their best team on the on paper or available to them because of the fact they've got Sunday against Norwich at home in mind. But I still thought they have, but I still think they have some extraordinary attacking quality in there. Akpom, McAteer, Clark, Yvonne Azon, Marcelo Nunez, Leif Davis is a massive attacking threat. I still thought we dealt with whatever they had to throw at us really well, and actually, I think that's a great point and shows that we're pretty competitive against some of these top sides in the division. Is the same game going to be repeated at Portman Road? Probably not, but I thought we were very good value per point, and honestly, a lot more threatening in the final third in open play than Ipswich did, which is a massive credit and yeah, massive sort of praise for us. Yeah, good point for Bristol City and Ashton Gate. That is a few games for that window, like Oxford, Preston, and this one. We've got QPR at home next, which is probably and hopefully a chance to put it right before, obviously, the international break that's going to come up as well. But a good point for Bristol City at home against one of the strong teams in the division, one of the favourites in the division, and the team I had to win the league. But, so yeah, any point I think would be a satisfactory and a positive for City. A good point. I'll finish that by saying that for the 100th time, and I'm sure many of you would agree in the comments as well. Yeah, thoughts in the comment section down below. Bristol City 1, Ipswich 1. Like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.